The name's Z, Mark Z. That click that you just heard is the talkback. We figured out how to wire an old vintage Nintendo NES gun so that it would be able to control our talkback. So when I'm talking to the band out on the floor, I pull the trigger and I'm just talking to them and they can hear me.
That's reason enough to come here and make your record.
I think so.
My name's Chris Kimmerer, and I own the Owl Studio here with my partner Z here in Nashville, Tennessee. We've been a recording studio since 2009. Yeah, the Owl hosts like a ton of different stuff.
We kind of work with everybody and anybody.
Some days we're in here tracking Nashville style publishing demos, which, you know, is tracking a full band and maybe cutting 5 or 6 songs in a 3-hour block. We also host a lot of independent artists who are working on custom records but don't have label support maybe.
I've got a client right now mixing for the Kelly Clarkson show.
We'll host people shooting content for videos. We'll host podcasts in here and kind of anything along the way and in between.
The great thing about Nashville is that you can go to any Kroger and find 5 different incredible musicians that are all top of the field. So we're in the live room of the Owl Studio. This room is kind of the epicenter of all things musical. Everything starts here basically. Drums live here, have a bass player living here, guitar player living here. We try to make this room as airy and as welcoming as possible. So we've got lots of plants and stuff up on the wall, up on the ceiling. It's just a good vibe. The literature wall is fun. It does some actual audio benefits. It's like diffusion. It's all either books that I have read or that I want to read or that I think look cool. I have not read The Earth is Flat up there. It's an economics book. I don't know. But I do love Jeremy Clarkson, and when I realized that there was an owl on the cover, I was like, Jeremy Clarkson's coming home with me.
The namesake came about in our early days. Shortly after opening up in 2009, we started getting calls from different folks asking about, what our rates were like, or if they could come in and use the space to record. People were asking, well, what do we call this place, or where do we write the check? We kicked around different name options. The green couch didn't work, the green owl, the brown owl somebody spit out, and everybody that worked there over time just sort of nicknamed it the Owl. And when we relocated, we decided to lean into the nickname, and now it's just known as the Owl.
We love owls. I was in Asheville, North Carolina, and found this painting. And told my wife, I hope this fits in our car, because otherwise you're not coming home. And she came out. That was, I think that was our very first owl, actually. As we've progressed year over year, people just end up bringing us owl pictures, owl things. We've got an incredible cookie jar. But yeah, so this is Keys World. I've got a 1906 Ludwig upright, one of the most beautiful sounding uprights in town. Otherwise, we've got all these keys systems. Everything's patched through on a Franklin SS6. So this is the old style. More owls. This guy, one of my favorites. So this is our ISO booth. We normally record vocals, acoustic guitars, single instrument things that need isolation. It's the quietest room in the studio. There is double walls all the way around, and we went so far as to even do a double set of windows. Next, we'll go into the machine room. It's a little bit noisier. This room is the least viewed room, so I apologize. Come on in, check it out. Oh, see, this room just doesn't sound good. I just hear myself and I'm just cringing about how bad it sounds.
We set our workflow up here to have our machine room not a part of the control room by design for both heat purposes, for some noise isolation, all that kind of stuff, to keep that kind of tidy and clean of the control room and sort of the creative side of the studio.
So here's our brain center of the whole studio. We've got the Lynx Auroras and all the OWC stuff. So what we've got here is that OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock. Everything in the studio goes through this dock, whether it be the HDMI out, whether it be the actual interfaces for the audio, it's all coming through here. So it's super awesome, I love it. So this is the kitchen and entryway. Come on in. I'll show you the kitchen, and more importantly, this is some fun OWC stuff from our old computer. This is a 2011 Mac Pro. Yeah, look at that. That's probably worth thousands of something. Why is it being mean? Well, You can see it. Good girl, good girl. And then the most important part of any recording studio is the coffee rig by Techniform.
Something that people have laughed about in our workflow over the years, we've ended up in these little houses and you got to come in through the kitchen. It's kind of a part of our shtick now. Because it's quirky, people walk in, like the first thing you see is like a stove. And you're like, well, no, hold on. No, we did that on purpose.
So this door used to lead down into the live room, but we didn't need it. And we thought it'd be a lot better. So here we've got the control room. This is where all the sounds come together. This is an Atari Series 54, built in 1993. It is an inline console, and there are less than 100 of these. It's just a fantastic console, and I love it to death. Behind us, we've got all of our rack mount gear, a little bit of everything here. My favorite piece is probably these Doctors right here from Empirical Labs. They are 3-band EQ with optical compression. They're just so much fun to just grab the knob and just go. But otherwise, yeah, I know what all these buttons do. I know what all the knobs do, I think. So these atomics are extremely rare. There are essentially only 3 of these sets in existence, and they sound great. We wanted this room specifically to be perfect, and it is darn near. I've always wanted the studio to be like your home studio, just elevated. So if somebody wants to bring their computer in, we can take it back into the machine room, unplug my Thunderbolt cable from the OWC dock, and plug it into their computer, and they are up and running and using this whole studio just like they were at home.
This studio, to me, represents a lot of work. We've put a lot of blood and sweat and tears into this place, to the workflow, to the collection of instruments and gear, how it's wired. And I also am always sort of struck by like the creative potential, right? A combination of ears and brains that come to work on those types of things. It's just a wide open sort of canvas of potential. So that's what I think of when I pull into the studio driveway every day.